Hey guys, welcome back to the Unfiltered Gamer Kickstarter board game review. Today's game at the tabletop is called Biologic by Gaia Game Studios. Biologic is for 2 to 6 players and takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. Ages 13 and up, which is about right. In the game, you are basically going to be a virus, or bacteria, or an amoeba, or any other type of thing. This one's a parasite. And the question is, have you ever wondered what it would be like to traverse the human body, attempting to destroy all of its precious organs and different parts of the body, and basically overcoming it with you as the virus? Because in this game, that's basically what you do. You start off as a virus, and you go around finding vital organs and destroying them or shutting them down, while trying to stop your opponents, which happen to be other things like parasites and strange little amoebas and whatnot, and they're also trying to do the same thing. And as you go through the game, you're fighting off the body as well as your opponents, and if you can be the one to shut down the most body parts as well as gain the most points at the end of the game, you're the winner. Alright, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so here is a 3-player game of Biologic. Now let me go ahead and show you what we got. We have got starting tiles as well as the main starting tile. We have attack, defense, and health, as well as ability tokens. You're going to start off with 4 health and 2 defense and 2 attack, with an additional bonus of 1 that you choose for each character, as well as placement tokens that indicate whether or not you've scored a location. As well as over here, you've got alpha, beta, and omega tiles, which represent parts of the human body, which you'll be playing throughout the game and acquiring. And then you get 2 nice little die here. Okay, so in Biologic, after you've set up the board and prepared your character, or superbug, I guess how you would say, then you're going to decide to expand or fortify. Now, you're only going to fortify, which is basically giving yourself more health. If you actually need to at 0, you're forced to fortify. Otherwise, you could spend a attack or defense to increase your health points by 4, or you can end your turn and give yourself 2 health points. If you're not going to fortify, then you're going to expand, and expanding the board is pretty simple. You've got these alpha tiles here, as well as beta. You can put down 2 or 1 alpha tiles for free, just by placing them on the board, or you can spend 1 cell count to place down 2 beta tiles. Or, if you wanted to, you could put down the omega tiles, which are like the brain and the heart and the big pieces of the human puzzle, right? You could spend 2 cells and put 1 of these guys down. The objective, obviously, is to destroy all of the omega tiles, and that would end the game, triggering the final battle. But after you're done with that, you're going to go to the occupy phase. Occupying is simply moving your cell or your evil parasite over to any of the portions of the body that you want, in which case you're then going to try to destroy it by infecting it. Now, you can infect any non-taken location, as well as any location that is taken by another player. It would just depend on whether or not how you're going to roll, either against the player himself, or co-occupying it with a player, which is simply placing it on there for free, as well as just rolling off against the body part, and the body's trying to fight you away. After that, your turn's over, and the next person decides to fortify or expand, and the game continues. Alright, let me go ahead and show you a couple turns of the game. Okay, so here we have a 3-player variant of the game, in which everybody's all set up. They've got their attack, their defense, and their health, and all the characters are here. We're going to begin the game with the parasite here. The parasite's first thing he can do is expand or fortify. Well, if he had no health, he'd be forced to fortify, but he has 4, so he's looking good there. If he wanted to, he could end his turn and gain 2 cell count, or health, just by doing that, which is just an end your turn, that's it. Or if he wanted to, he could spend 1 of either attack or defense, and he would get 2 cell count, as opposed to the 4 if he... he could get 4 if he spent 1 of these, he'd get 4, as opposed to the 2 if he just ended his turn. He's not going to do that, though. He's going to expand instead, and expanding is fairly simple. If you want the A tiles, these are free. You can just place 1 or 2 down. If you want the B tiles, it'll cost you 1 cell or health, and you can get 2 or 1 and put them down. As well as the omegas here, this would cost you 2 cell count, and you only get 1. Obviously, the objective of the game is to beat all of these guys here, so you want to do that if possible. But you're not going to be able to do it right now because you're too early in the game. So the first thing he's going to do is just take 2 of these alpha tiles and place them face up on the board. Now, some alpha tiles have requirements right here. As you see, there's a red requirement. And in the beta and omega, they're definitely going to have requirements. So the next thing he's going to do is occupy. He's going to select any space he wants on the board, and he's going to try and beat it. He's going to go for something reasonable. The nose. So he's on the location. He's occupied it. Now he's going to infect it. Nobody else owns it, so it's simple. He's going to fight this space itself. It has its own health, attack, and defense, as well as whether or not it regenerates. As well as right here, it has the rewards. Now this is flavor text. Sometimes there's actually benefits to the card. Alright, so here's how you attack. You simply take your attack, which is 2 here, and you take the dice, and you roll them. And there's a 6 and a 5. So the lower one goes to the nose, and he chooses the higher one, because you can choose either one. 6, 7, 8 versus 5, 6, 7. He beats it by 1, which means he gains rewards, provided this thing dies, because you're going to have to put a -1. Now there's only 1 health on this guy, so -1 on a 1 means this guy is going to die. So he gets the rewards, which is a single attack point, and 2 cell and or health, however you want to look at it. This thing then gets flipped over, the nose goes, the nose goes, and we place one of our occupied tiles there, or tokens there. After that, he has finished his infection. It is now the next person's turn. Alright, so now we got the amoeba. Amoeba is just going to go to this ability tile here, and it says, gain to attack. That's simple. Oh, but before he does that, he actually has the option, he's going to expand. So he's going to expand the board. He spends 1, and he's going to take the blue ones, or the B ones here, for 1 cell count. He's going to place them on the board. Alright, what do we got here? See, this requires 2, so now they're starting to get even more difficult. He's just going to go over here, though, now, after he's placed down. And he's going to obtain this. He just gets to attack, just straight up, and that's it. Nice and easy, right? Take away the 1, add a 3. This is flipped over. Now, the reason for this is because this gives you less than this one does. So you're taking the chance that you might not get this, and you might even take damage by losing health. But to get this one, it's fairly easily done. Alright, once again, okay, the next player's turn. Where does he want to go? He wants to go... Oh, wait. Almost forgot again. Actually, he's just going to do A's. The B's are too hard for right now. Alright. And the board's just getting bigger and bigger, as you see. And you can place them anywhere you want, and you can go anywhere you want. Like, as long as he has the requirements, he could go to that location. Now, he has no locations right now. Like, this guy has this one, this guy has this one. So, these are actually no colors. The starts don't have colors, but other ones do. So, here's a red, and this one is an orange, right? And this one over here is a green. So, these would meet requirements on the board. So, unfortunately, he has to go do another starting tile. Maybe he will do this one. And that will have him, whenever you infect something, you have to spend 1 to do it, right? And then you get 3, and it doesn't require any attacks. There's no attacks. It's just simple. There we go. It's just a simple gain. And then you flip this over. And this. Here we go. And the turns continue. And eventually you're going to start collecting these little areas over here, getting new spots on the board. You're going to just get a bunch of locations, and you'll be able to traverse throughout the entire body. There's all these crazy things. Look at all these. And there's tons of different things that happen. Sometimes you're going to be getting these little ability markers here, which will indicate things that you're going to be able to do to other players. And there's a big, long chart here in the instructions that tells you exactly what all these things do, all these things down here. But we'll explain more about that in a second. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of a couple of turns in the game and how Biologic works and how big the board gets. And that's how you basically play Biologic. Like I said, you're going to have these omegas come up eventually. You got the heart and the brain, the neural network, and what's the last one? The aorta. And they're going to come up as you choose to allow them to hit the board. And as players, you're actually going to decide what goes on the board and when. You can decide the Bs and the Omegas to go on. But if you're not able to beat those things, it's going to help somebody else and not yourself. So you're going to keep doing that. And after the point where all of the things have been defeated and you've gotten rid of all of the big portions of the body, then you're going to go through this final battle phase, which is pretty simple. You add up all of your attack and your defense, as well as bonus points. And bonus points come from whoever has the most abilities, whoever has the most infected tiles, and whoever has the most health. Then you take the 2 lowest players with that number, and you have them roll off, each getting 1 die. And if somebody gets, maybe they have a total number of 11, and they roll this and get a 3, and another person has a total number of 9 and rolls a 6, then that person would be the winner and would move on. If you won a battle, you would actually get another bonus point, so your 11 would go to a 12, and you'd fight the next highest player, until you fought the highest player who would earn the most. And then you do a final roll-off with all the bonus points you've acquired, provided you won all the battles previously. And if you can do that, you have won the game. If not, the biggest player with the highest points wins the game. That's the idea of how you play Biologic. Let me tell you what I think about it. So Biologic is a really nice looking game. All of the tiles are beautifully illustrated. Oh, there's so many colors in this game. Which brings me to my first negative of the game. Colorblind people are going to have a really hard time playing this. Now, hopefully, they're going to go into take some time to actually make the colors different, make it easier for colorblind players, or add more symbology in some area, because it was very difficult for my friend who's colorblind to play the game. However, the placement of all the tiles down is amazing and really fun. I liked feeling like the human body was coming to life as you went across building this thing. And all the big vital organs, you want to get there. Like, that is a theme of this game. Like, I really want to destroy the brain, or I want to get to that heart. And I mean, it's kind of a twisted kind of theme, I guess, because you're trying to kill a human being while you're in the inside of them, but you're playing as the parasite. That's what parasites do, right? So the theme really works and brings out the best in the game. I like the difference between all the health and the attack and how they always kind of are moving around. And your cell count's being reduced from taking damage, which means the body's fighting you off, other players are fighting you off, as well as you have to use your cell count to infect other locations. That's really cool. Like that, the theme of this game works really well. All the different tiles do different things. There's ability tokens that add up to different tiles, as well as all the different colors with different requirements. And as you go throughout the game, you're going to be noticing some of the tiles are going to be a lot harder than others. Some of them are going to be a lot easier than others. But the ones that are harder are going to provide a huge benefit as to the easier ones. And you can win the game by just going through the easier ones, but it's going to take longer. And in fact, it might not lead you to the best outcome in the end of having the most points. So there is that gamble that you're going to be doing throughout the game, as well as the tension of what players are going to try and take your space, or just co-op your space, or if they're going to get something before you and get all the rewards that you really want. Because there's tons of rewards in this game, and you're trying to become the biggest super bug of all. So all in all, wonderful game. It could drag out a little bit, I think, as well as it has the potential for players to get confused, especially with all the colors, because there's a lot of different requirements on colors, and I think they need to fix that as well. There's like a light blue, a dark blue, purple, a dark purple, and those are all kind of seamed together, so maybe change those up or reduce them in some way, because it's really difficult for people to see that kind of stuff. And even me, and I'm not colorblind, I had a little issue with that. Otherwise, all around, a really nice game, and I really enjoyed Biologic. You should definitely check it out in the description below. Last thing to mention, guys, I also got to mention about this in the review. These guys, all these ability tokens, there's tons of them, and it's really confusing, but they luckily have a little device or guide that tells you where they all come from or how they all work. Maybe little character sheets for that too. Don't forget that, please. Ability sheet would be very nice, or player reference boards, because there's tons of them, which is a plus and a minus. Anyway, thanks for watching another Unfiltered Gamer Kickstarter board game review. If you like this video, go ahead and check out the rest of our content here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment, as well as checking out our website, unfilteredgamer.com. We've got tons of board games, giveaways, blog posts, and more. You can go ahead and check out our list of Kickstarters. It goes all the way down, and you can see all the newest and latest and greatest Kickstarter games going on right now. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.